So tonight I've got a very special group of people on the panel tonight. We have some current basketball players and some former basketball players, but nonetheless, a group of people that are passionate about basketball. So if you're a basketball fan, this segment is for you. But before we get into it, you know how we do. If you have your favorite libation, raise them up, and we're about to get into it. Str8 No Chaser. Salute, gentlemen. Which, by the way, I'm so impressed with the young guys, even though they're of age to drink, that they chose to drink water. So kudos to them. Way to take care of your bodies, guys. You know what? Good stuff. I want to wrap up this street ball segment, this playground ball segment. Who's the one player that you were able to give the business to, that you had your best game against in a rec setting, in a competitive setting? Who was that one player that you actually just said, man, that's my best game ever? Who'd you have your best game against? Let's start with Big Ken. Ken, I don't know you had so many. Who's the one that you said, man, you know, I had a good game?
I don't remember who it was, but a friend of mine had a team and they was playing in a league at the Robbins Rec.
Okay.
And I had to be, maybe I was 25. He came and got me. He wanted me to lace him up and play with him.
Okay.
Man, I swear I couldn't miss. I don't know if it was the Robbins Rec that made it so sweet. It was like you said, I mean, as soon as I stepped across half court, it was buckets. Everything was like, I think I only played that well one more time, and that was maybe at one of the leagues in my 30s playing at Luther South on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Robbins Rec, I always remember. I was like, oh, that was historic. That was when you came. Hey, the basket was like this big. It was like yeah. So that was it. I can't remember who he was even playing against because it really didn't even matter.
Sometimes it's like that. Julian, what about you?
Hey, wait, since I got him on here, I think at Veterans Park, I think one of my better moments. I called
hey
Neil
man, don't start. Don't start that shit, kid.
Hey, I called Neil one time coming baseline, and yeah, it wasn't right. It just wasn't pretty.
Dog, let me say this. You know what, Ken? I'll do you a favor and describe the dunk for you. Because like I said, it's only 3 people that done got me, and 2 of them was Mike's that was in the league, and you was the 3rd. And dog, man, I'm playing out there. I got Big Mike out there. I think Rich was out there that day.
I think so.
I know you was playing with your brother and your cousins.
Yeah.
And I had Big Mike and Aaron. Aaron was on my team. Man, I must have got caught on a switch, turned before and I jumped with him because I could get in the air so I could respond. So I jumped. Man, he went body to body with me and dunked on my ass so nasty, dog. I was just like, what the fuck? First thing I did was look at their ass and was like, that's because y'all scared of him and shit. Because I used to get real crazy on the court. But yeah, man, Ken got me, bro.
Yeah.
He got me.
Well, you know, they say time heals wounds, both physical and as we see emotionally. So I'm glad that you're over it and you're able to talk about it.
Well, I took it out on his cousin. Next time we played.
He did.
Yes, his ass in the basket. But
yes, he did.
The dude I gave work to, man, and it's a name. I gave some work to your boy Scotty Thurman. I'm just gonna go on and say it.
Oh wow!
I'm gonna put it out there. I gave Scotty Thurman some work. I was in a tournament, man, and we were balling, and it was a free agent camp, and he was there. And at first, I was kind of nervous, but when I seen he didn't really play, he wasn't no defender like that. I said, "Oh, okay, he really didn't like the contact." Yeah, I gave him some real work. That was one of the better games I played. And then me and Derek, we played in the IPD league. I scored 47 in the game. I had like 10 dunks that game. And Derek was like, your ass is out here just going nuts. And so that was just a good league, though. That was a really good league. And that's what Trent White, well, I did see what Trent White could do. That first year, what he averaged, Derek, about 50?
He averaged probably about 42. Yeah.
Damn.
He was Trent was, you know, he was just coming off the squad, and that dude was, he was a man amongst boys at that time. Truly, you know what I mean? Because Trey had took that position already. You know what I'm saying? And Trent didn't go back to the team. He came to the league where we was at, and he showed out, brother. He showed out, man.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And that was a tough league, man. That was a tough league. We had Fleck and all them cats in that league, remember? And
Yep.
that dude ran through that league, man. He ran through that league like nobody business. You know, so yeah, that was man, Trent was something else, bro. Back then, he was something else.
Well, Derek, since you're talking about it, who's the one player that you gave that you gave serious work to, that you gave business to?
I gave a lot of people some work, man. No, stop. But look, and y'all remember when I was young how skinny I was and how quick I was, right? We went to Applegate in Matson. Remember when they had lights, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I played against Phil Henderson. Phil, rest in peace, Phil. Phil, of course, he was killing me on the other end, but I was too jitterbug for him, man. And my jumper was wet that day. And man, I gave it to Phil. That's the biggest name I ever gave it to.
Okay.
But as far as league games and stuff like that, I played in a league in Luanga. It was a Catholic league back in the day, and on this squad, me and Jabba them, we had a team, and we played against a team in an exhibition in that league because they had all these Division I prospects, and Juwan Howard was one of them.
Okay.
And in that game, I had probably 17 points, but I had like 24 assists, man. You know, that was the best game I ever played in my life. And I done played in high school. I done played, you know, a lot of places. But giving them Division I boys, you know, and we had a short squad. We only had 8 players. They had 15 players, man.
Okay.
And we had 3 cats that fouled out, so we were short. You know, we had to play the rest of the second half just playing. But we lost that game by 1 point, and Jabba had 40.
Dang.
Jabba had 40. We played our butt off against them 15 cats, and we lost by 1 point. And that was the biggest game. That was the best game I probably ever played in front of a bunch of people. Was like I had about 17 and 24.
Okay. Especially if you got good finishes too. You know, that helps.
Man, them assists was just coming. And Richard, my boy Rich, he didn't miss a shot. Back in the day, if y'all know Jabba, y'all know how he shoot. He was shooting a whole bunch. You know what I'm saying? We had to get it. We had to get it when we could get it. You know what I'm saying? We had to get it when we could get it, man. But I mean, and I ain't talking. This is my cousin, you know, so I ain't saying nothing bad about him. He just was gonna shoot that rock. You know what I mean? And Richard touched the ball like 8 times, never missed a shot. You know, and it was just flowing for us. We should have beat that team, and we should have beat them. And I'm talking about it was the best game I played, but I missed the free throw at the end of the game to tie it up. So, you know, it was a love and hate game for me.
Best game. That sounds like it was your best game, but probably worst moment.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Julian, how about you?
Keep mine quick. My best game was the showcase once I was about to graduate high school in Maryville, Indiana. And I think I played like 6 games that one day. It was a one-day showcase. And man, I don't think I ever played like that since. But I think each game, I averaged about 10 or 12, about 9 rebounds. But the way I was getting those 10 and 12 was just so powerful and so explosive. I think one of the last games, like at the 5-second mark before the game ended. We running full court, and the guard who was in front of me, he stole the ball. So I'm behind. He threw it up the backboard, and I slammed it. So I think after that, I mean, that was the best. That was that. Everything else is mediocre, average. Once the injuries hit and that age started coming, I said, you know,
say that age. He only 25.
25, baby. 25.
Once you have a couple surgeries, that age double up a little bit.
Yeah, man.
What you should have done, we should have put a Corey Maggette. Get your 10 points, 10 rebounds, take your shirt off, let everybody see, and walk off the court. Let's let them see. Put the Corey Maggette. What about you? The best game, or who'd you get at work to?
Oh, I forgot about him. I gave him about 30 last week.
He said last week. He said last week he gave 30.
That's my dog.
Oh, man.
I'll tell you what, though. To his point, he ain't never gave me 30, but we always bring the best out of each other. I will say that.
For sure.
But we had a YMCA league up here, and like if you know about Northwest Indiana basketball, like this is our livelihoods. So we had a lot of hood legends going and playing in the league, and the very first game, I don't know what was going on with me. I just was out of it. Played terrible, and I think every game after that, I didn't finish a game under 20 points. I just got into a rhythm and just felt good and stayed there.
That's what's up.
Me, having lived in a lot of places, I've seen a lot of different ball, but I would say outside the Bonner League, the best league I played in was the Willow Creek League, Willow Creek Church up in Barrington. And what I liked about the Willow Creek League was it was separated out by division. So you had your A, B, C, and X. So your A League were like guys that played overseas, ex-pro players, ex-college players. Then you had your B League, which were guys like JUCO players, you know, some ex-college players. Your C League was more like recreational guys that play high school. And then your X League was kind of like a recreational slash, like a recreational league, a recreational division. So we're playing the A League, and I'm playing against, this is an older guy, so I'm not sure if the young guys know this name, but a guy named Doug Altenberger played at U of I.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Doug
yeah.
Altenberger. He came after Kendall and those guys. He was like that filler, 6'5", 6'6", off guard. And I'll never forget, I had a guy on my team, Brad Johnson, who played for Iowa State. He was an off guard. He played with Dietrich Willoughby and a couple other guys. But we started out with 6 or 7 players, and a couple guys fouled out, so we playing 4 on 5. And they put Doug Altenberger on me. I gave him 41. I was putting him on the block. I was posting him. I was shooting jumpers. I'm like,
Hooks that shit.
that basket was like this big, man. I was like, put on a show. I had some good games in that league, and good games in that gym, because it was all a lot of ex-pros, high-level Division I guys. But yeah, Doug Altenberger, he got 41. Everybody talked about that, because the one thing that he could do, even though he wasn't the same player he was at U of I, was he could still shoot. And I shut him down.
Oh,
he
yeah.
shot off, and I was hitting him on the other end. And when I started going to the block on him, I'm 5'11" and 3/4. So that's 6 feet in the streets. But I'm 5'11" and 3/4.
What? Boy, you stupid.
Yeah, 5'11" and 3/4. That's 6 feet in the streets. So I'm claiming my 6 feet. I'm making an OG call him that one. But when I went to the block on him, they was like, okay, this dude posting up. He hit him with footwork down there. As Shaq likes to say, he hit him with feet work and everything. But that was the best game I had offensively.